time to do a little metal work. Today we're going to start on the doors for the 356. There's some similarities and some differences I'll show you guys real quick. Both doors have a couple little holes down low, and usually that's a canary in the mine for other problems deeper in the panel. We'll take a look at that. But both doors have, it looks like grinder damage. I don't know. Maybe they opened them and hit something like a bollard, but the metal either needs to be straightened or replaced on both of these. And I'm leaning towards replaced. You can see more of those holes there. But let's look at the leading edge. This is kind of bizarre to me. This door has holes, bing, 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 bing. They look like they're intentionally put there. Maybe it's to hold some kind of a rubber seal. I don't know enough about these cars. I wish I did. And this one has holes, bing, bing, bing. Same size, but different location. The other ones were up here. So I'm not sure what those are. Then if we look at the inside of these doors, you can really see this structural element on, what did I say? This is the driver's door, right? The structural element on the driver's door is pretty roached out. When I look at the bottom here, not too shabby. A couple little pieces we might address. You can see some little perforations in there. Those we can deal with. This side, the structural element, is a lot cleaner, just all the way around, but the bottom edge of the door is in much worse shape. So, yeah, there we go. I'm gonna start with this passenger side door. I think it's the easier of the two doors, but we'll address this area first and then any other little things that I find, and then we'll address that dent. This door skin, I could zip it off at the edge, weld on a new piece and crimp it over. But it really looks like I've got some meat there, and I'm saying like a 1/16 of an inch that might be decent to weld to. I've got a bunch of these from the shear. The dimension of this is such that I could leave that 1/16 of an inch and just weld on this piece of curlicue and have my outer skin, that edge that's been broke at the factory, just leave that alone. I'll probably peel everything back. But then I'm looking at grabbing this brake line here and just cutting off this inner structure at that brake line. And then we can replace that piece, get a really good look at the door skin under there. I'm guessing, I don't know. If it's in bad shape, we'll replace it too. I'm just gonna cut along those, the outside one here, and then this inside one as well. Let's see how we did here. Sometimes you can kind of see these things moving as you're working on them. There's definitely a spot weld right there. This is goes all the way through. This is our inner structure that I'm working on right now. Yep, cool. It's kind of on that spot weld. See if we can grab this end without getting technical. There we go. There we are. That's going to take me a minute. I'll come back. Close look at it. What do you think, guys? Just hit it with some POR, call it good. I'll get out the wire brush here, give it a little wire brushing, see how good it cleans up, and then we'll determine if we need to replace the bottom of that door skin. There's a couple spots I want to hit with the die grinder just to clean them up a little bit more and see if we're good. It's cleaning up, getting all the big scale off of it. This end is probably better than the other. Probably put some chemical on there and get it treated just to make sure everything's as dead as it can be. Off camera, I got everything ready to go. Wound up coating everything with a zinc-rich primer. I've got a couple shims under here to bring this structure up a little bit. That's how it was when I dismantled it. But I'm just going to start by tacking here in the corner. And we're going to tack every few inches. I want these tacks to be as small as possible. I'm hoping you could tell, but I just kind of maneuver the metal around on every tack to make sure that it's flat. There's my Band-Aid. And that's kind of the first line in there. Now I'll go in and fill in between each one. And then we'll probably do a little bit of hammer and dolly work just to make sure everything's going straight. That's not looking too shabby. Now we'll start filling those in really slowly, like maybe 3 or 4 tacks at a time. Put some of these on there just to hold the panel as I'm welding. Just cleaning up the welds here. Went through this, getting ready to go through all of that. I usually start off with one of these and I just hit the high spots of the weld. It does some pretty heavy lifting, gets a lot of that off of there. And then I switch between like a 2-inch disc and a 3-inch disc to get everything smoothed up. I'm starting on this piece here, which will be the skin fold over, using this clamp to clamp the inner structure to the outer skin, and that pops up what's left of that fold over so that I can get it nice and flush, and then I'm using the vice grips to bring it in super level. There we go. That's about a half an hour's worth of tacking stuff up, grinding, hammering. Yeah. Just on this lip. The other one was about another half hour, 45 minutes. So I think I've spent 3 hours on this today, a little bit more maybe. Just kind of getting everything prepped. I'm not moving super fast. If you ever get in a hurry on stuff like this, it just doesn't work out. I felt inside, this is indeed a dent. So let's see if we can get this dent out of here. This game is all about leverage. I've got a 2x4 with an anvil. The anvil's right up next to, it's right in the dent zone here. The 2x4 is sitting over it, and then I'm using this to apply pressure to the anvil. Check this out. Applying pressure, put the door up. Oops, wrong page. Just need to move it this way a little bit. There we go. Okay, that's really getting pretty good. This little bit is what I need to worry about now. Let's see if we can put some pressure there. So I spent a little bit of time knocking this dent out, and it's kind of tough to get in around corners and around things, but you get creative enough. I wound up using like a stake and a hammer to go pop it out, and then from this side you can off dolly get down in there. But I've got it to about where, like right here, you can see maybe like a fingernail thickness of Bondo will go in there. And up in here too, you can see that little gray spot. And right here, you see the whole ruler lifts. And that's because there's a high spot in here. And we need to shrink that back. So the high spot, like when you're here, the door edge trails off. And you see that a lot on cars in general. But as you get to about here, which will mark that, here, it starts to lift, and then about here is the other end. So we'll just kind of mark that, and that's our spot that we need to shrink. Just like that, cherry red, turn it off. Then you can, I like to do this with an anvil below it. That got us a little bit of shrink. We're going to shrink right here. 1, 2. Right hand, left hand. It's coming down. We're making significant progress. This metal out here, let's do 1, 2 right there. 1, 2. We were right in here, wasn't it? Yep, we found it. Whoa. Might be a little high right here too. The low spots that we had going in are no longer there, which is what we wanted. And then when we come this way, ooh, we still have a high spot, right in here. Let's just watch it. Looking good. There's a little bit of a low right here. That's okay. We can hammer that out. That looks really even. You can just see that one little blip right in here. So we just need to hammer that low up. We're still rocking a little bit, but we're rocking all over the panel. Let's give us one more shot at getting this low spot up here. Oh yeah. We got one tiny little blip right in here. Hear the ting? That's me moving the dolly so it hits right in the low spot. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like, that's maybe the thickness of primer. Maybe let's add a couple shrinks here. 1, 2, 3. All right, didn't want to go for that. It was all. Man, overall we're pretty even. We're down to like less than a fingernail thickness through here. I may work a little bit more off camera, but we're gonna call that pretty good. Yeah, we can see one little low spot right there. And again, I think I could spend all day on camera doing this, but I'll pick that little low spot up. But that's shrinking out the high spot. So I had to weld up a little patch on the leading edge here, and then a few little holes there that I showed at the beginning, and then our whole bottom edge that we did, the dent over there, and then on the inside of the door, some of the things you guys didn't see. Had a couple little patches there, another look at the bottom of that door with all the new metal. That's it for this installment of our door project. I've got a little more to do off camera. We will see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.